good friend and lawyer, Woody. Hello.
It's tracking that same information that you saw in my photo, the same numbers. It's tracking here. Reframe this.
So here's the question. If you got a wide angle lens and you come up close to like a screen like that, you know, in a close-up shot, what's going to happen to the screen? Is it going to be perfectly straight? No, because on a wide angle lens up close, there's going to be a bend to the screen. Now, if I add footage into that screen, shouldn't the bend of whatever I add match what's there? How do you do that? So what if you knew what the distortion characteristics were? And if you knew how much the exposure changed from the middle of the frame to the edge of the frame, how much the fall off was? What if you knew that information frame by frame based on the exact position of the focus and iris? So this is what you're able to do with our end-to-end workflow. You're able to take the information from the lens, how it behaves, what the lens profile is. You're able to apply it. You're able to see it in real time. So in real time, there's a setup in the camera area in the back. You can actually see the real-time shading and distortion characteristics, and you can see a correction in real time just to test it out. And then you can take that information and send it to free tools in post-production. So we have free plugins in After Effects and Nuke and Premiere to apply the characteristics that we see on set. And at the same time, we're using a Cook/I technology, so a lot of camera systems can read it. Cook/I is ubiquitous with Canon, Sony, Arri, Blackmagic, JVC. Just about anybody who has a smart PL mount can actually read Cook/I technology. And we have just added a column of information into the protocol that allows us to see this extra information. The lens is sending information to the camera. There's two ways it can send information. One, there's pins on the back that go directly into the camera. And if the camera can't read that extra info that we want, we have a box. So we have either a Master Locket Plus, which is a little timecode box. It's on the SXT camera back there so you can see it. Or you can use a Transvideo 5-inch Starlight monitor with a cable that goes into the lens. There's an external connector that the box or the monitor can use to grab that extra information.
We usually see the still industry usually like 4 or 5 years in front of the, video industry because they're capturing 1 frame a second. We're capturing at least 24 frames. So any features like that, one of my favorite was content aware, right? That's very popular in Photoshop. And now they add to After Effects, but it took them like 4 or 5 years. So we're going to see any features that you're requesting that pretty standard for photo, you're probably going to start seeing in, digital cinematography in usually 4 or 5 years behind.
We had this nice ASC demonstration where by a click of a button, the lines are straight, and then we can compose our monster in. And after the composition is done, we switch it to bendy again because we want to have it. But then when the monster walks out of the screen, it follows the bend of the lens characteristic. So it's very interesting there. Yeah. And you mentioned the other lens metadata format. How is it called? The basic one? With the Cook lenses as well in Arri?
Cook/I.
The Cook/I, so that's a little bit longer on the market, but it only has the basics. And since we have this service to deliver EXR frames to the VFX vendors, we always implement all the standards as they come. And normally we want to wait till an industry body like SMT is implementing it. But in your case, Zeiss just moved forward and made a good example for all the others to follow. Yeah.
It makes the visual effects pipelines that much faster and more efficient and more accurate. So the less time that you're figuring out how to fit something into the scene, where you're getting this metadata with the VFX pulls, you have it there, you can just, like you're saying, like flip a switch, and then you can undistort and redistort the imagery. So to me, that's the huge benefit. That's the industry-wide benefit that this product and this process brings to everybody. It's just speed and efficiency, and the bar keeps getting, it rises every year. The visual effects, more shows have more shots in them, so it just enables a faster, more efficient pipeline for visual effects.
we've been doing metadata since 2007. It's our very first camera. But a lot of time that metadata just gets thrown away, right? It gets transcoded into another format, bye-bye metadata, or the metadata gets sent to VFX House and they have no idea what it means, where it came from, or why they would want to use it. But with Snehal and what Zeiss is doing, they're coming up with a standard, giving it to everyone, making it easy for applications to open. They're working with Nuke, After Effects, making it so easy so the files come in, you get to see the metadata. They get if you go to EXR or other formats, they go right into the header. It's really just standardizing the process. That's one of the biggest things we see is once you standardize something and make it easy for everyone to use, people will start using it and take advantage of it.
We cannot stop evolution. And if at one point somebody says something like, wouldn't it be a good idea if we could do this and that? And that's an example. In the past, of course, we made a couple of dollars more of having a lens grid to deliver for every lens which is used on the shot. But it's much more fun to make money with the creativity in the color timing room than doing the basic boring things. Yeah, so it was just the next step of evolution. It had to come, and now it's here with this lens metadata from Zeiss. Yeah.
Thank you very much, everybody, for coming today and listening in. Thank you so much for being here, guys.